Hello and welcome to the Street Crime UK YouTube channel. Please don't forget to like, share and subscribe. Today we look at how police who raided a Derby drugs house found a revolver wrapped in a tea towel on the kitchen table and a shotgun cartridges hidden inside a sofa. A gang of drug dealers arrested as part of the raid and another swoop have been jailed for a total of more than 13 years after more than £20,000 of crack cocaine and heroin was seized. Derby Crown Court heard how Derbyshire police carried out two drug busts in Byron Street and Whittaker Street in Normanton over a 6-month period. The first raid saw officers storm the Byron Street address after reports it was being used as a base of operations. When the police arrived, Abbas Ahmad and Hamza Jamil fled from the property but were arrested a short while later. Stephen Taylor, prosecuting, said Mr. Ahmad and Mr. Jamal originally denied that they were at the address, but later pleaded guilty when CCTV footage and forensic evidence proved they were at the house on several occasions. Property owner Margaret Parker and her son Kevin Parker were both described as drug users who were detained for helping with the distribution of the Class A drug. Mr. Taylor stated that the gang had supplied the mother and the son duo with drugs in return for using their house for dealing. The court also heard that Kevin had sent a text to his mother to ask whether they needed a runner. He was later filmed leaving the house 21 times in a short space of time, with officers believing he was dealing drugs from the home. A second raid was then carried out at a property at Whittaker Street after connections between the gang members were found. When officers arrived at the property, Mr. Batty was seen running from the house and was seen to throw a bag from his person. He was found with 30 wraps of cocaine and £542 on his person. When officers were inside, they found a quite substantial amount of drugs. They found 4 ounces of heroin, 5 ounces of cocaine and 3.5 kilograms of amphetamines. Police say that Mr. Jamal and Jasmine Aslam Hall, who rented the house, were charged with offences relating to the Whittaker Street raid. As officers scoured the address, they found a revolver wrapped in a tea towel which was on the kitchen table and a sawn-off shotgun. Cartridges for the shotgun were found inside a sofa. Police did find a revolver and a sawn-off shotgun during the search, added Mr. Taylor. The revolver was wrapped in a tea towel and the cartridges for the sawn-off were found within the sofa. However, he said no charges were brought over the firearms as the men pleaded guilty to the drugs charges. Analysis of phone records revealed text messages indicating drug dealing was taking place throughout that period. Jailing the gang, Judge Jonathan Bennett said they were all in the dock together because they were responsible in some way for the distribution of Class A drugs in Derby. He said all of you in the dock know each other in some way and are concerned with the supply of Class A drugs in the Derby area. You are all connected to each other because of this, and how it affects the community is well known. All were given credit for their early guilty pleas. Christopher Hallis, defending Mr. Ahmed, 19, of HMP Nottingham, said the defendant pleaded guilty at the first possible hearing. The court also heard that he had made good progress inside prison and had completed a number of courses. Mr. Ahmed was jailed for 48 months after pleading guilty to 3 counts of supplying Class A drugs, including crack cocaine and heroin. Miss Pernette Grewal, defending Mr. Jamal, 25, of St. Chad's Road, Normanton, said due to the failures of the system, he could not get a job as a barber following his stint in prison for previous convictions and turned to a life of crime to support his 5-month-old child. He was handed a 48-month prison sentence after pleading guilty to being concerned with the supply of Class A drugs as well as possession. Mr. Tony Ventham, defending Kevin Parker, 38, of Byron Street, said the defendant only started dealing the drugs 48 prior to the arrest and has since come off drugs in a bid to look after his children. He was given a 20-month prison sentence for the supply of Class A drugs after pleading guilty to the offence. Mr. Andrew Cohen, defending for Mr. Batty, 24, of Lawrence Street, Derby, said the defendant had lived in Derby all his life with his family and had done a number of courses at college until he was 20. He worked in sales with some success, but then started to take cocaine. He was due to get married to his long-time girlfriend, but the plans were said to be on hold. He was jailed for 40 months on 3 counts of supplying Class A drugs, including crack cocaine, heroin, amphetamines, pleading guilty. Richard Thatcher, defending, said Margaret Parker, 59, of Byron Street, had a number of health issues and was dependent on drugs at the time of her arrest. She was jailed for 12 months, suspended for 18 months for allowing a premises to be used for the dealing of Class A drugs after pleading guilty to the charge. Mr. Andrew Cohen, defending Miss Aslam Hall, 23, of Duke Street, Derby, said she was very sorry for what she had done and a custodial sentence would put a strain on the relationship with her young child. She was jailed for 12 months, suspended for 18 months after pleading guilty to allowing a premises to be used for the dealing of Class A drugs. So what are your thoughts about this gang of drug dealers, which included individuals who exchanged the use of their property for the distribution of Class A drugs? Please share your thoughts in the comments below. Thanks for joining us, and until next time, stay safe.